Hello everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Robbie and today I want to talk about this new plugin that we actually came up with. So this plugin helps you auto lip sync your characters the same way Character Animator does, but you can also do it in Lightwave. So basically how it works is you get your voice and then you put it in Character Animator, and then you get values from Character Animator, and then you bring them to Lightwave, and then you insert them to this setup that is actually on the character, and then once you do that, your character starts talking, like direct.
Guys, you corona vavuta zona.
So I won't talk much in detail about this, so I'll actually leave my brother to explain. So I'll cross over. Ethan, take it up.
Alright, so here we are in Character Animator. So just click on New Project, File, New Project. So I've already created a new project here. It's blank. So you go to the Start tab here. So you can get one of these characters. So since what I want to use this for is just the voice, I'm going to get this less complicated character, which is just the head. So I'll click this one, but you can use any of the characters in here. So as you can see, it launches Photoshop at the same time to help you edit, but I don't like this, so I'm just going to cancel Photoshop, but you can leave it be. All right, so here we are, we have our project and we have a timeline here. So what we need to do is very easy. We go to our audio. So let me go to the folder that has audio. So let me play the audio just a little bit.
But guys, you corona vavuta zona. It's bad.
All right, so that's the audio we are getting. And if you notice, there are two voices here. All the voices are in one recording.
Okay,
so you see the whole conversation is in one file. So I find it easier to work that way. But you can do separate files, that doesn't matter. So I'm going to copy this to Character Animator, drag and drop it in the project section here. And then the next step is to drag and drop it down into the timeline. So this is the file right here. So if you've got multiple files that you want to do this to or create mouse shapes, you have to load all of them in here and then load them into the timeline. So let me do that just for clarity's sake. Let me get a second audio, drop it in there and then put it down here. So I'll drag it to the other side. So now the important thing here to do is to select your timeline, this project timeline here, and then click Control, hold down Control while we select one of the audio files, and then go to Timeline, Compute Lip Sync from Scene Audio. So once I do that, Character Animator is going to begin computing the lip sync for this particular audio. So now that since I have two of these audios here, I can do that for the next one as well, as soon as this is finished. So you see here is the list of, they are called visions in here, but these are mouth shapes in here. So I can do the same with the second audio, click the timeline, click the audio and do the same thing there. Now the reason I didn't select all the audio clips at once is because if you do that, it's going to create one long file here. So for example, this is the list of mouth shapes and this is the second one. So if I had selected all the audios at once like this, it would have created one file, which is not what I want. So I want them separate like this. So if I play this back,
that's why nilizofuna kwenda school.
Yeah, so you can see now that the audio has been edited, the mouth shapes have been created. So you can still go in here if you zoom in really deep. So as you can see, these are just names of the mouth shapes here. So you can easily change them. You can right click and change to the one that you actually want. If you find that this is the wrong one here, just simply right click and edit those. So once you're done editing, just select the whole thing here, right click and say copy visms for After Effects. So copy, and then I'm going to open Notepad and I'm going to paste in Notepad. So this is the data that is supposed to be taken to After Effects, but we're going to load this into Lightwave instead. So I'm going to say File, Save As, save it as a text file, and that's it for Character Animator. That's what we need it for.
Alright, so back in Lightwave, we'll load the character. Okay, so let me just turn off the bones. Here's our character. So let me just load a voice as well. Under Utilities, say you already have the plugin and it's already loaded. What you do is you come here, Additionals, and then you go to the plugin. This is our plugin here. Alright, so our plugin is here. So here what you do is that saved file from Character Animator is the one that you actually load here. So you go and look for that file. Say we saved it as scene 1, for example. It's a text document, and then you say open. That's the file that comes here. Then for the morph intensity, it's how much you want the morphs to affect your character. Say if you want 100%, the value will actually go up to 100%. If you want 80, it will go to 80% for all your morph, like your maximum. Then for the morph is in, this is if say you put your morph is in at 0, it simply means all your keyframes, like for the mouth lip sync, it will be on linear. So it will be a kind of a jagged kind of talking. Say, okay, let me just put it here at 0, and then I say okay.
But guys, corona vavuta zona. It's bad.
So you will notice the kind of talking is a bit linear kind. It changes from one morph to the next immediately. There's no a kind of easing in. Whereas if we actually put this, say on, I'll put this on 2, it simply means it will actually start 2 frames before the actual keyframe of the morph, and then it will start rising up. So there'll be that easing in kind of a thing.
But guys, corona vavuta zona. It's bad.
I'm pretty sure you can tell the difference already here with the way the mouth raises going up. Alright, then we also have this delete morphs. So for example, if you have multiple characters in the same scene and then there are different voices in here, so each character speaks and then there's another one coming in next and so on. So what you can do is you can load your data in here, so the character lip syncs from start to the end, including the other characters' voices, so it will just keep talking. So what you do is say, let me just put this at 300. If this first part is it's this character, and then the next part of the voice is another character's voice, what you can simply do is you come here, you open the plugin, and then you say delete morph. So you look at where your morph starts. So I'll come here and say delete from 30 to 100. Comes. So as you can see, from a certain range, from like here up to here, it doesn't move, and then once it reaches this point, it continues talking. So that's basically for this. Then there are a few things that you need to note while loading your data in here. So for a start, when you're loading your data, you make sure this cursor is at the beginning here, it's at 0, then you can load in your lip sync data. If, say for example, it's at 60 here and then I decide to load in the data, it simply means the data will start from 60 going up this direction. That's one. Then the other thing is when I push properties for this character, notice the morphs that are in here. The way I named these is the same way they are supposed to be named, like the R's, the D's, the E's, the F. They are supposed to be exactly the same as the ones back in character animator, because it needs to find reference, it needs to know which one goes to which. Alright, so here's a short clip of what we've actually made just right now as we are making the tutorial.
Hello, atiwazombo tupasa vima mask tizivola mu class eh. That's why chawa mastiri mu exam class. Nda ungapase so, kumisa ma lessons so, yonse so.
Alright, so for anyone who's actually interested in this plugin, you can actually buy it at $5. We are selling it, so if you're interested, you can actually hit my email and I will actually respond to you. Remember to like, subscribe. I have a Patreon account. You can help out if you're interested. Same thing, Ethan also has a Patreon account. For those who are interested in helping him, he's doing really hard work. You actually follow him. The link is in the description part down below. And well, bye bye. See you in my next video.